This morning I tweeted the "This is fine" GIF with the dog, with the coffee, with all the fire behind him.
Matt, it's a meme.
Okay,
Get it right.
No, it's a GIF.
It's a meme. Does it move?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm going to go to my phone. All right, while I go to my phone and I find it, I need you to talk about the Bills game because they were able to beat the Cardinals. And then I actually quote tweeted it. The reason I say it because it was actually "This is fine." See, look, it's moving.
All right, he did the moving one. It's a GIF. All right,
it's a GIF.
I'll give you that.
Okay. All right. So, hey, this is fine. The Bills were able to beat the Cardinals, and I don't know how.
Yeah, it's kind of hilarious because, when this game got started about 2 hours and 20 minutes ahead of the game, I just threw out a poll just in case the Bills won. Yeah. I said, without Ronald Darby and Sammy Watkins, do you think the Bills have any shot of winning? The options were yes, no, a slight chance, and 70% either said no or the screaming option. So, yeah, exactly. So they were, wrong, and I think they're pretty comfortable with being wrong. I mean, the Bills came through and they just had an overwhelming effort on both the offensive and the defensive side, Matt. That's exactly what we ended up seeing. From a defensive standpoint, they got back to what they were doing against Baltimore, and that was humongous for them because they were so inconsistent last week. We're talking about the defensive backs, lack of pressure. I mean, just nothing was working, and they got that going today.
4 interceptions, right? On
yeah.
defense? 4 interceptions?
Yeah, Corey Graham had 1, Corey White had another, and Stephon Gilmore had 2.
And
big bounce back day for him.
And Corey Graham could have had another, and Stephon Gilmore could have had another easy. They
true.
Both had drops.
That's
but
true.
We were talking a little bit about this earlier, though. But on the offensive side of the ball, a lot of it today was sustained drives down the field, and obviously the running game had a much better day.
Yeah, the most important part, Matt. I mean, we saw Tyrod Taylor not have the best throwing day, but it's just because that wasn't the game plan that they were trying to do. They were trying to get their running game to the edges. They used a triple option a couple of times. That busted out Tyrod Taylor's 48-yard run in the first half. And that's just some unique stuff that we were seeing from the new offensive coordinator, Anthony Lynn. Definitely capitalizing on the art of surprise because the Cardinals didn't have any idea what they would be scheming up from an offensive perspective, and they took advantage of that to their credit. But sustaining drives was the big thing. I mean, we saw these big chunk plays, Matt, against the New York Jets. The big touchdown pass to Marquise Goodwin, to Greg Salas. That wasn't the case this game, but it was almost for the better because they upped their time of possession. They sustained more drives. They got more yardage. LaShawn McCoy was able to get going, so it was just a much better effort in totality.
I don't want to, already be looking ahead, but that's just kind of the nature of this. They were joking about it in the press conference room after the game. Rex Ryan talking about the Patriots. Hey, who's going to play quarterback? We don't really know at this point. But do Bills fans have a reason to be optimistic? I mean, is this a week from tonight?
Yeah.
Are the Bills? I mean, I know it's so early. 2-2, 1-3. We don't know who's going to be the quarterback. Should Bills fans be optimistic?
I think at least cautiously optimistic. Yeah. I think that's kind of the way you have to approach it as a Bills fan because they always, just sucker you in and then just pull the rug out from right underneath you. That's been kind of been their MO for a long time. And, leading up to this game, everyone asked me, all right, what do you think of this game? Do they have any chance? Do they have any chance? And I kept thinking, I think it could be close.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but it could also be one of those games where it's like Green Bay from 2014.
Yeah.
Where the week before, suffered a heartbreaking loss to the Denver Broncos on the road. They come back. Everyone thinks the Bills are dead. They're dead. Come back. They beat Aaron Rodgers, and Bakari Rambo gets 2 picks.
Yeah.
And that's just the type of effort. And like, oh, wait, they're still alive. Next week they go to Oakland, they lose.
Yeah.
So that's just the type of thing you have to kind of analyze. But they do have a chance next week against New England for sure. I mean, whether it's Garoppolo or Brissett or Julian Edelman or insert quarterback here. Then the week after that, they go to Los Angeles. They're taking on either Case Keenum or the rookie Jared Goff. Yeah. And so those are 2 potentially winnable games.
And then San Francisco. And that's at home, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you were spot on.
Yeah. With what?
Well, because this is when you talked about the Green Bay game, that's the kind of the way I looked at it. Yeah. And I don't want any credit for this by any means. But before the season, I picked them to win the Arizona game, and then I picked them losing to the Patriots. And everyone was like, how could you have them beating Arizona and then losing to New England? This was, well before Garoppolo got hurt, because it's a Bills thing to do. They seem to do this all the time, especially at home. We were talking to some of the photographers from Arizona, and they were, asking what we kind of thought about the game. The Bills rarely get blown out
Yeah.
at home.
No, they
I mean,
don't.
you think of those a couple New England games from like 7 or 8 years ago. But other than that, I mean, they rarely get blown out at home. So I guess just to wrap things up, MVP from today. I know there was a couple guys that you really liked.
Yeah, both on, well, from the defensive perspective, Kyle Williams was a monster today. I thought he was great. And Jerry Hughes, you know, he had a very winnable matchup coming in against DJ Humphries. That right tackle has been struggling significantly for the Cardinals at that spot, and Hughes just burned right by him. He has been one of the best pass rushers, if not the best pass rusher in the entire league so far through 3 weeks. I mean, he's got 4 sacks now to his name. Jerry Hughes has been on fire. Definitely the best player on the team so far. So I think those two guys are my 2 MVPs. LVP, Charles Clay. He was nowhere to be found.
Okay, real quick, I was telling you earlier, so I shoot the game. That's why I've got the polo on and you've got the suit on. It looked like Richie Incognito had a really good game just from what I saw, because it seems like every time LaShawn McCoy had a run, Incognito was making a block, and that's just what I saw from the cameras.
Yeah, the offensive line had a great game, and LaShawn McCoy was able to get going for the first time this season.
Awesome. Joe, thank you so much. All right, well, you heard it. The Bills beat the Arizona Cardinals 33-18. Now they go to New England. Can they get back to 500? We'll have to wait and find out. For Joe B, I'm Matt Bove. Have a good day, guys.